All right, welcome back. So now you've downloaded the Dr. Buss and Goobric extensions and add-ons. You've created your rubric. You've created your score sheet. Now the fun comes. It's time to assess. So you can get to your Goobric and the document to mark it two different ways. The first way is going through your score sheet and clicking on the Goobric link. So for our first assignment, I will click the link and it will open up in a new tab for me. So it will be opening up the Google Doc that the student has done their work on, and then it'll be loading the rubric at the top of the page. So you'll look here and you'll see that it gives you a little hint, scores are not yet submitted, and that it's in yellow. Once you've submitted your scores, this little bar will turn to gray. At the top, you'll see that all the different tabs are there for the level of achievement and the criteria. And as you go through, you'll see that they're changing each time. Now, as you scroll through, you'll see that the student's assignment is here. And then at this point, what I would do is read the student's assignment over. I could give feedback into the assignment. I can leave comments too if I want to right on the page. And then what I'm going to do is I am going to score them. So let's say they got a 5 for content, 3 for organization, 3% in structure, vocabulary was stellar, and their conventions were lacking. Now, I could also, too, leave a comment stating that your conventions need attention. All right, so I could leave a comment like that. Your conventions need attention. Focus on using a comma appropriately and only when necessary. I could leave a little piece of feedback like that. So what I can do next is down here, I have a few options. So I can email the scores to my student when I click submit. I can also auto advance. So what that means is when I click submit, it automatically rolls over to the next student to score. And then if I wanted to say exempt a category, perhaps I wanted to exempt conventions because the student had done the talk to text and there were no conventions in their writing, I could also add that to the doc. I do have the option up top as well right here to leave voice memos for students, and those are just saved in Google Drive. Now, when I click submit, so this time I'm not going to auto advance just because I want to show you what happens when I submit. So all my scores are in and I click submit. Goobric will send all of this information to our score sheet, but they will also put in a rubric at the bottom that shows the students where they achieved and what the criteria was for that. It'll also tell them the date and time that it was assessed and who assessed it. So as I scroll down, you'll notice too that at the bottom I have the comment here. Now, when I go back to my score sheet, it has already been updated and the scores have been put in by section as well as the comment. Now, the one thing that Doctopus and Goobric does not do is auto-calculate the whole score. That's up to you, and there are several different formulas that you can use in Google Sheets to do that. So, what I do is I put a column in right next to the person's name and I say total score. And then to calculate the score, all I hit is the equals button and the sum with a bracket. I then take my mouse and I highlight the scores that I want to count and I just close the bracket and I hit enter. And then it'll auto-calculate it for me. So I do that way. And then when I want to have multiple students and I don't want to have to recreate the formula, I just take this corner and I drag it down. And then what that does is it makes the formula for each row, which is pretty cool. One great thing I love about this is how easy it is to transfer the comments from the assignment into Power Teacher Pro. So let's say that I want, like, one of the outcomes I was assessing was conventions, and in my program of study, I would, or sorry, not my program of study, in Power Teacher Pro, I would attach that outcome to the assignment, and then I would actually comment directly on that outcome by just copying and pasting this assignment into the comment sections in Power Teacher Pro, which is pretty awesome. Again, this is super easy to use. So then I would go back, and then if I wanted to go to my next student, I would just click next. And then my next student would come up, and I would do the same process again.